how's it going? My name's Chen, and I'm here in the 2026 Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting in Omaha. I'm here with Mac. Thank you so much for taking this moment to speak with me, Mac.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. First of all, can you briefly introduce yourself to our audience here?
Sure. My name is Macrae Sykes. I'm portfolio manager with Gabelli Funds. We are a U.S. mutual fund and separate accounts fund manager reside in Rye, and our founder, Mario Gabelli, founded the firm in 1977, and we've been coming out to Omaha for about 17 years now.
So I imagine this will be your multiple times to come here to the annual meeting, right?
Yes.
But this year is going to be a big change, right? So how does this year feel a little bit different? Because Warren Buffett is stepping down and Greg Abel is stepping up as CEO.
Right. So we're really looking forward to Greg becoming the CEO and talking tomorrow. And so we're getting a little differentiated structure. I think there'll be more business aspects of it. And operating, we'll get some more detail. So it'll be a little bit of a change, but I think welcome insight into the conglomerate. So a little bit interesting, but look, we follow Berkshire Hathaway. We've done it for a long time, and we just can't wait to see and hear about some of the advice and forecasts and also introspection on the business.
Buffett once said that he trusts Greg Abel with all of his capital over anyone. Do you also share that kind of level of confidence, or do you think that he still needs to a little bit prove to the investors out there?
Well, I think keep in mind that Greg has been around, as part of the investment team, operating team for many years now. And we're very familiar with him in terms of his leadership over the years. And I think the Berkshire ethos is well ingrained, the culture, capital allocation, et cetera. So we're very confident in his ability to find opportunity, put capital to work. They just announced the buybacks when the shares were under 500 for the Bs. So I think that was a good idea to use capital and for what he saw as an opportunity. So look, to do a much bigger acquisition, need more extraordinary times. But we're very confident that they will continue their history of successful capital allocation.
My next question is, what is your point of view on the current market? Are we in a period of overvaluation, or are we still in there's still pockets or opportunities that investors are overlooking?
So at Gabelli, we're bottoms up, fundamental stock pickers, and we do pay attention to market levels, certainly, but we look at opportunities. We're always looking for companies trading at discounts to intrinsic value, and then we marry a catalyst to find that. And I would say even in this market that's been pretty strong over the last 3, now 4 years, we still find opportunities to take advantage of, especially with the AI. It's benefiting some companies, but also causing some disruption and maybe some uninformed disruption as well. So we're seeing opportunities there, and I think it's a very dynamic economy that we have. The consumer's in good shape. The rate curve is still fairly conservative and steep for growth. So it's a pretty good backdrop for investing. But again, it's on a case-by-case basis and a margin of safety with all of our stock picks.
Since you mentioned about AI, I have to ask you this question with AI. So nowadays, AI is so big that not only in our investors, but all around the world, all kind of subjects that we all use AI. So how do you think that AI plays a role here?
So we spent a lot of time on disruption benefits with all our sectors that we follow. We have 40 analysts and in fact portfolio managers, and it's a constant evolution too that we've seen. But it's created certainly some volatility with understanding in the stock market. For financial services, which is an area that I spend a lot of time on, you can see that standardization, automation will continue to benefit some of these platforms and customer engagement will improve. So we see a lot of benefits to AI for some of those firms. And then also, there are some businesses that will be disruptive, and so we're careful on those. But overall, I think it will be beneficial to the economy. We're seeing that come through in some of the spending, et cetera. But you have to find the right opportunities and the right narratives around fundamental growth and earnings, which is the most important thing.
One last question. If you could give one piece of advice to the young investor out there, what would it be?
Follow these meetings. Unfortunately, we're losing Warren, but we're picking up Greg Abel. There's an amazing amount of advice, and it's free just to tune in and learn and follow what Berkshire Hathaway does. And there's lots of just examining their 13F and what holdings and businesses and their feedback. It's a lot to learn and a lot of good introspection with respect to finding your own stock picks as well. So this is a great weekend to tune in and learn from these great investors.
Well, thank you so much, Mac, for this time. Appreciate it.